Hey everyone, it's Adam here and welcome back to the channel. Now today I want to do a video on the LG V30. I need to. This phone I have been obsessing over for the past 7 weeks, and here in Canada I finally got one. And rather than talking about it nonstop in my vlogs, I thought I would just dedicate a video to it. So this is my V30 and I actually picked this up about 2 days ago now, and I've had about 48 hours to play with it, test it, do everything one would do with a brand new top-of-the-line smartphone. So V30, and taking it out of the box right here, you get the classic Apple style unboxing with the slow lift of the box, and then we get the LG V30 cleaning cloth, which I've already used, so it's a little dirty. And bam, there's the phone. Now I have a screen protector on here, and I read a lot about the screen protectors and whether or not you should use them on curved glass screens, because LG V30 has a curved screen. And well, it's a very subtle curve, but basically on these curved tempered glass screen protectors, there's only adhesive on the sides of them. There's no adhesive in the middle. So a lot of people complain about them popping off and not fitting into cases and such. But I find that if you just a couple times a day when you first put it on, go over the edges with a cloth just to make sure they're super secure, this thing isn't coming off. So I also ordered a skin for it, but it hasn't came in yet. But in the future, I'm gonna have a skin on the back and all around the corners and edges, and then a glass screen protector on the front. And that's what I'm gonna do instead of a case. Skin on the back to protect that, glass on the front to protect the glass, and then I get to use the phone with its beautiful design as the creators intended. So this video is going to be a little bit of a what's on my phone, as well as why I think this is phone of the year, the most underrated phone, all these other things. Just talking about the V30. So for those of you who don't know, this has a dual camera setup. It actually has a regular lens and a wide angle lens. Popular Galaxy phones or the iPhones have a regular lens and a telephoto lens, which is a more zoomed in lens. Allows you to get things like portrait shots and stuff, but this has a wide angle lens as its secondary camera, and I find it is very useful, especially for vlogging. And this phone, power to the creators. If you're a content creator, this is the phone you want. You get your fingerprint sensor on the back, the V30 and LG branding, which is actually underneath the glass. If you've seen on Jerry Rig Everything's video, you can't scrape that off. That is underneath the glass. And I have this in the cloud silver color. In Canada, that is the only model that's available. I'll be slapping a skin on it, and thankfully LG made the front of the phones all the same. They're all black. Luckily we don't have an iPhone situation with white bezels. It's all black, so if you slap a skin or case on it, no matter what color you have, they all look the same from here. Let's go ahead and unlock the phone, and this is the LG V30. So on the screen, I only have 2 pages here, but if you've seen any other videos, you might notice this doesn't look like the stock V30, and it's not. I have Nova Launcher on here. I've got a few different things to make this as much as a Google Pixel as possible. For those of you who don't know, I came from a Google Pixel. So I've got Google over here. They do actually have the Google Assistant, so that's great. And yeah, I've just tried to make it as much of a Google Pixel as possible, and I think I did a pretty good job, even down to the Google Pixel wallpapers. See the little waves crashing on the beach? That is a Google Pixel signature feature that I have on the V30, and it's not very hard to get. So, looks amazing, right? This display is incredible. Going from the Pixel's LCD display is just a beautiful thing. The bezels are amazing, and the corners are rounded, but not to the crazy extent that the Samsungs are. It's just such a subtle curve, just makes everything look great. When I compared this to my Pixel screen, it was crazy. The Pixel looked like a picture, like printed off a printer. This looks so deep. So, love the display, and let's go into it. So, this is Google Now. This is like my Google cards and stuff. So it tells me different information. It pulls from my email and stuff. It tells me the weather and different things like that. And different things pop up there. But yeah, if I tap that, it goes into Google Calendar. This is my quick Google search. And then for these apps, I've set it so that the app drawer swipes up from the bottom. And that's something that I did with Nova Launcher, because the stock LG, if you do turn on the app drawer, it's an actual button to get into the app drawer, and I hate that. I just like swiping up from the bottom. It is super nice once you get used to it. So that's how you get to my app drawer. And then for the toolbar, you know, phone, music, settings, camera, messages. I think that's pretty standard stuff. Up here, I'm kind of color coded. So we got Google Docs, Contacts, Clock, my Nest Cam, and PayPal. And those are all my blue apps. Then we have down here kind of Google apps and social media. So we have all the Google apps in there. Photos, YouTube, Play Store. Then in here, you know, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Reddit, Snapchat, that stuff. Over here, this screen's so large, I really could get rid of this and have one screen for the whole phone, but I needed to have a little bit of swipe action. So we got a few more apps over here. These are my rewards in here. So like any rewards cards that you have in your phone, typically they'll have an app, and then you can get the card out of your wallet and put it on your phone. I got my banking app, Spotify, movies, I got a Pokedex, Gas Buddy to get the cheap gas, Kijiji. I got like 4 games on here. Netflix and Google Keep, which actually sunk up all of my old notes. So it had all the old notes for my Pixel are still on here, which is super great. Yeah, and I love that. And that's actually all there is for my home screen. If we go into the app drawer, I mean, I guess you can get a quick look at the apps that I have. It's nothing crazy interesting. It's just the stuff that I downloaded first off right away. But more features about the LG V30. It's got USB-C and a speaker that is okay. I actually found it was better than a lot of people were saying on forums. People in the States who got it first were saying that it's just a decent speaker. I think it's an upgrade from my Pixel, because my Pixel had such a bad speaker. That's an upgrade. It's got a microphone here, and actually the earpiece for making calls can turn into a microphone at a really loud event. So concerts or anything like that. I don't know the exact science behind it, but somehow it can record this at a super low decibel, so you get clean, rich audio when it's really, really loud in the environment. Pretty cool. Front-facing camera, probably the weakest on this phone, probably the weakest thing. Yeah, the front-facing camera is pretty brutal, especially through Snapchat. So that's the weakest point. Everything else about it, I've just been blown away by. Of course, it's got the hi-fi DAC. So it's got a headphone jack, and just like all things in life, not two things are all created equally. So like you can have a poor headphone jack and a good one, and this is the best one on a smartphone. So you can turn it on there, hi-fi quad DAC. That's just a fancy word for really, really good sounding audio coming out of that beautiful headphone jack. People say it's dead, it's time to move on. Listen guys, when you go out and buy $400 Bose earbuds for the highest sound quality possible, you don't want to go wireless. I mean, other than that's pretty much it, you know, USB-C, wireless charging, waterproof. In fact, before we finish this off, let me go into a list I made. I created this list. I was sitting in a McDonald's watching the Apple keynote as they unveiled the iPhone 10. And I created this list just comparing the LG to the iPhone 10. As they were releasing the iPhone 10 specs, I was writing them down, and then I compared them all. So the LG V30 costs less than the iPhone 10. It also weighs less. This phone's incredibly light for what it is. It's military rated durability. So this phone has passed more military rated tests than any other smartphone flagship of this year. So it's like the most durable. It has a better camera. All the specs of this camera are better than the iPhone that's still not released. Better camera, better display, and that's pixels per inch. So displays are subjective. Some people still like to look at LCDs. So you can't just say it has a better display because it might not be as pleasing to you, but specifically if we're looking at specs, this has a better display. It's also a bigger display. The iPhone 10 is gonna be small. This isn't roasting the iPhone 10. I'm just trying to kind of show you guys how legit this phone is, because you may never have heard of it. It's got the headphone jack. And then I summed it up with Apple loses, but I do like their computers because I'm a big fan. You know, I edit everything on Final Cut Pro. I don't hate Apple, just kind of their phones. But yeah, this thing is IP68. Most phones are water resistant, IP68 waterproof and dust resistant. Wireless charging, fast charging, the whole 9 yards. I actually also made a list of everything I was looking for in a new phone. So these are all things the Pixel didn't have that I wanted if I was gonna get a new phone. Thinner bezels, fast charging, a bigger battery, larger screen size, at least 5.5 inches, this is 6, a good camera, and waterproofing. And this has more than that. That's what I was looking for. This actually is one of the only smartphones that checks every single box, because so many smartphones this year, you know, they all have one thing that's a drawback. The Note 8 is really great. They didn't want to take any chances, so they put a small battery in it. The iPhone 10 is very expensive and small and still lacking some basic features for a flagship. They got rid of the fingerprint sensor. Honestly, this is the only phone I've seen all year that actually checks every box for me. And if you're looking into a smartphone, I would highly suggest picking this one up. It's cheaper than both the Note 8 and the iPhone because LG doesn't have the market shares to charge the insane prices that Samsung and Apple can. This is really a crown jewel, and I promise you it's not gonna be long before everybody knows LG's phones. They're starting to get legit. Now the software is the biggest issue for me, but as you can see, it's easily replaceable. We now got a Pixel launcher on here, and it feels just like stock Android. So that is actually my LG V30 video. That's kind of what I wanted to say about it, just show you guys the phone. I know this is super different from any other vlog, but I am currently editing another vlog that I would like to put up tomorrow, and in the meantime, I just thought I'd show you guys this. Also, I did a live stream yesterday if you didn't catch it, and I shot it on the V30 using the pitiful front-facing camera, but if you're new to this channel and you think I'm a tech channel, I'm not, I'm a vlogger, but you should definitely check it out because I think my vlogs are kind of different from everyone else's on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, this was Adam, signing off.